Here's the ugly truth nobody tells you. Your small salary, you know, that miserable 9 to 5 you wake up to every morning. It's not just keeping you broke, it's designed to trap you. That paycheck you think is a lifeboat is actually an anchor pulling you down. And the more hours you put in, the deeper it drags you into financial quicksand. Well, that's all about to change, because today I'm going to show you exactly how to break out. Step by step. No fluff, no financial jargon, just the blueprint. Now you're probably thinking that all sounds dramatic, but hear me out. Just look around. You've probably worked harder this year than ever before, yet your bank account still looks like it's on life support. Rent eats the first chunk, bills take the rest. And before you know it, you're Googling, can ramen noodles be considered a balanced diet? But here's the twist. Escaping the small salary trap isn't about working harder, getting a second job, or begging for a 3% raise. Nope. The rich don't escape by effort. They escape by strategy. So, without wasting any more time, let's break this down into 12 simple points. Number 1, the trap is rigged from day one. First, let's rip the Band-Aid off once and for all. The system is literally built to trap you in a cycle of small salaries. Think about it. School taught you how to solve for X, but never how to solve for rent. You graduate, land a job, and suddenly you're earning just enough to survive, but never enough to thrive. And that's not an accident. That's the design. I mean, think about it. Ever notice how your paycheck is just slightly above what you need to get by? It's like corporate America has a secret algorithm. How much can we pay this person so they don't quit, but also don't actually get ahead? It's financial handcuffs, invisible but tight. And here's the kicker. The longer you stay in this trap, the deeper it gets. Which brings us to rule number 2. Number 2, the paycheck-to-paycheck illusion. I honestly believe this is the most dangerous lie of all. You think because money's coming in every 2 weeks, you're stable. Try again. You're not stable. You're just on a financial treadmill. And the treadmill is speeding up. Stop and just really think about it for a second. Payday hits every 2 weeks on Friday, and you feel like a baller for 48 hours. You grab takeout, maybe splurge on a night out, but then Monday morning, reality sucker punches you. Rent clears, Netflix auto bills, your phone company sneaks in some random fee called processing convenience. Suddenly that fat paycheck looks thinner than your Wi-Fi signal in the basement. That's not stability. That's a hamster wheel with better lighting. I once had a friend who told me, "Man, I'm doing fine. My bills are paid." 2 weeks later, his car needed a $600 repair, and he was Googling, how much can I get for plasma donations? That's paycheck to paycheck reality. Fine until anything goes wrong. Living paycheck to paycheck is like building a house of cards. Looks solid while nothing's shaking, but the second life sneezes. Boom, it all collapses. And here's the part nobody tells you. Working harder doesn't fix this treadmill, which is exactly why rule number 3 flips the entire script. Number 3, why hard work doesn't equal wealth. Listen, if hard work made people rich, construction workers and single moms would be billionaires. But they're not. Because the system doesn't reward sweat, it rewards leverage. Think of it like digging a hole. A small salary gives you a spoon. You can work your whole life digging with that spoon, and you'll barely make progress. Meanwhile, the wealthy are out here renting bulldozers. Same hole, different tools. Your parents probably told you, get a good job, work hard, stay loyal. But loyalty doesn't pay rent. The boss's loyalty is to the shareholders, not you. Which is why the guy who spends his evenings building a side hustle will lap the guy working overtime for a 50-cent raise. And let me pause real quick, because most people watch this on YouTube, then go right back to living the same life the very next day. It's not just this video. We created an entire playlist on financial freedom and escaping the rat race. Go back and watch our recent videos. And make sure to subscribe to the channel to always stay updated. Anyways, now, honestly, the real question isn't how hard you work. It's how you flip the script. And that's where rule number 4 comes in. Number 4, the lifestyle creep ambush. Here's a dirty little trick money plays on you. The second your salary goes up even a tiny bit, your lifestyle grows to match it. It's like clockwork. Make an extra $300 a month, suddenly you need the upgraded phone, the fancy coffee subscription, or the slightly nicer apartment with that open concept kitchen you'll use twice a year. And if you've been watching any of our recent videos, you already know this is called lifestyle creep, and it's basically a financial ambush. You think you're leveling up, but in reality, you're just upgrading your prison cell. New paint, same bars. It's like those mobile games where they give you 500 free gems and you're like, wow, I'm rich. Next thing you know, you've blown it all on skins for your digital dragon, and you're still broke. Here's the truth. If you can't control lifestyle creep, you'll never escape the trap. And the people who do control it, they unlock rule number 5. Number 5, the secret weapon of saving, but not how you think. Let's get this out of the way. You're not going to save your way to millionaire status on a small salary. Clipping coupons and skipping Starbucks isn't going to make you rich. But here's why saving is still your secret weapon. It buys you time. Time is the currency of freedom. Every dollar you stash isn't just money. It's a little soldier fighting to buy you an extra day of breathing room, so you don't have to panic when your boss gives you that "we need to talk" email. Watch. Think of it like oxygen. If you're underwater and someone gives you an extra 30 seconds of air, that's not just nice. It's survival. Same thing with savings. It doesn't make you wealthy, but it keeps you alive long enough to build wealth. But if saving buys time, what actually multiplies your money? That's where rule number 6 slaps you in the face. Number 6, the game of leverage and why you're not playing it. Leverage is the single biggest reason small salaries trap people. When you trade time for money, you're capped. 24 hours in a day, maximum. But leverage? That's when you make money even when you're asleep drooling on your pillow. The rich use 3 types of leverage. Money, investments that earn while they chill. Skills, high-value abilities that scale, like coding, sales, or content creation. Systems, businesses, platforms, or investments that run without them babysitting. Here's an example. You work an 8-hour shift at Starbucks and make $100. Meanwhile, someone else invests $100 into a dividend stock and makes money while watching Netflix. Same amount of money, but one person is exhausted, the other is in sweatpants with Cheeto dust on their fingers. That's the power of leverage. Now, if leverage is the ladder out of the trap, the next question is, how do you actually get on the ladder without falling flat on your face? That's rule number 7. Number 7, high-income skills are the exit door. This one's simple. You cannot escape a small salary trap if your only skill is following instructions. Sorry, but basic labor pays basic wages. The market doesn't reward effort, it rewards value. High-income skills like copywriting, coding, digital marketing, public speaking, or even sales are cheat codes. Why? Because they're scalable. You can charge $50 an hour, then $500 an hour, then $5,000 a project. Try pulling that off at your regular 9-to-5 without HR calling you delusional. Now that I think about it, I once knew a guy who quit his $40,000 a year office job, taught himself copywriting in 6 months, and suddenly he's making more for a single sales letter than his old paycheck. That's not luck. That's leverage plus skills. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, cool, but I don't have the time or money to learn all that fancy stuff. Which is why you need rule number 8. Number 8, the side hustle is your training ground. Let's get one thing straight. I'm not saying you don't need to storm into your boss's office tomorrow, slam your badge on the desk and yell, "I'm done." That's not strategy, that's unemployment cosplay. The smarter move? Use your side hustle as your escape pod. Think of it like Batman testing new gadgets. Low stakes in the Batcave before swinging off skyscrapers. Here's why side hustles work. They teach you high-value skills you'll never learn at your 9-to-5. They give you extra cash flow without begging for a raise. They let you experiment. Fail small, win big. To this day, I know a guy who started flipping sneakers online. At first, he made like $50 a month, basically gas money. But over a year, he learned how to negotiate, spot trends, and build a customer base. Fast forward, he wasn't just selling shoes, he was running an online business. The job didn't teach him that. The hustle did. I mean, think of your side hustle like a gym. The paycheck job keeps the lights on, but the side hustle builds the financial muscles that actually get you free. And here's the kicker. Those muscles compound. What starts as pocket change can snowball into your main income. And speaking of snowballs, that's exactly what rule number 9 is about. The sneakiest, most unstoppable force in money, compounding. Number 9, compounding, the silent assassin. Albert Einstein called compounding the 8th wonder of the world, and for good reason. It's the one rule that doesn't care about your small salary. It still works, slowly, then suddenly. Here's how it looks. Invest $100 a month at a 10% return, and in 20 years, you've got $76,000. Doesn't sound life-changing until you realize you only put in $24,000. The rest? That's your money-making little financial babies. Yup, it's like planting bamboo. For years, nothing happens. You water it, you look insane. Then one day, bam! It shoots up 90 feet in 6 weeks. That's compound growth. But listen, compounding only works if you play the game long enough. And that's impossible if you keep making one deadly mistake. Rule number 10. Number 10. Debt is the trap inside the trap. Okay, time for some real talk. Debt isn't just a financial tool. For most people, it's a straight-up prison sentence. And when you're stuck with a small salary, that prison starts looking like Alcatraz. It's been proven time and time again, so I'm just gonna say it. The less you make, the easier it is to fall into debt, and the harder it is to climb back out. Debt isn't just a bill, it's interest charging you rent for being broke. Swipe your credit card for a $40 dinner today? Cool. But if you only make the minimum payment, congratulations. That pasta just cost you $97 and 3 years of regret. You didn't just buy dinner, you bought financial handcuffs with unlimited refills of stress. Debt is like quicksand wearing cologne. At first it smells fine, feels harmless, maybe even helpful. But the second you lean on it, it pulls you under. And every month, the interest whispers, "Stay a little longer, it's cozy down here." I had a buddy who financed a $1,200 TV on one of those easy payment plans. He thought he was slick. By the time he paid it off, he'd shelled out over $2,000. And the kicker, the TV was outdated before the final payment even cleared. That's debt in a nutshell. You lose twice, once to the money and once to the time you'll never get back. Here's a quick little hack I want you to remind yourself of when you're out living your daily life. If it loses value the second you buy it, like cars, clothes, or that 72-inch screen, don't finance it. Save debt for assets that can actually pay you back. Because if debt is the trap inside the trap, then owning assets is the one and only exit door. Which is why rule number 11 is non-negotiable. Number 11, owning assets is the only way out. Here's the thing, if your money isn't working, then you are. And trust me, your back, your sanity, and your alarm clock can only take so much. Assets are the only true way out of the small salary hamster wheel. Now let's break it down together. Stocks. Buy a piece of a company once, and every quarter, they send you a thank you check called dividends. That's money for doing literally nothing. It's financial Wi-Fi, working in the background while you sleep. Real estate. You buy a property, someone else pays the mortgage, and you collect the rent. That's like having a roommate who pays your bills and doesn't leave dishes in the sink. Digital assets. Ebooks, courses, even YouTube videos. Create once, get paid over and over again. That's not income, that's a time machine. I knew a guy who worked a 9-to-5 but bought one small rental property, nothing fancy. That one property covered his car payment. Suddenly, his salary wasn't chained to his lifestyle anymore. That's what assets do. They slice off expenses and replace them with freedom. I like to think of assets like employees you don't have to micromanage. They don't call in sick, they don't ask for raises, they don't text you, "I'm running late." They just show up every day and make money for you. But here's the catch. You'll never even start collecting assets if your brain is still wired for the small salary mindset. Which is why rule number 12 isn't about money at all. It's about upgrading your operating system. Number 12, mindset. Stop thinking like the trapped. Now here's a hard pill to swallow for most of you watching this video now, but it needs to be said. Money problems aren't always money problems. Most of the time, they're thinking problems. You can hand someone a winning lottery ticket, and if they've still got a small salary mindset, give it 5 years, they're broke again. Now I know you've seen this before. Remember those viral headlines? Man wins $10 million lottery, goes bankrupt in 3 years. That's not bad luck. That's a paycheck to paycheck brain trying to manage millionaire money. It's like handing a caveman an iPhone. He'll probably use it as a hammer. Here's the mindset shift I need everyone to take notes on. Small salary thinking says, "I'll never make more." Wealthy thinking says, "What skills or systems will multiply my income?" Small salary thinking says, "I can't afford it." Wealthy thinking says, "How can I afford it?" Your brain is like the software running your financial life. Keep it outdated and it'll keep crashing every time you try to level up. Update the operating system and suddenly you're not running paycheck to paycheck anymore. You're installing Wealth 2.0. And here's the kicker. When you finally upgrade your mindset, every other rule we've talked about doesn't just work better, it works faster. That's why rule number 12 isn't a finish line, it's the reset button. Bottom line, put all of these points together and you don't just escape the small salary trap, you break it forever. Now, here's the part you can't ignore. Escaping doesn't happen by accident. You don't stumble into wealth the way you stumble into a YouTube binge. You have to play the game differently. Smarter, quieter, more strategic. So here's your next step. Drop the words stealth wealth in the comments if you're serious about breaking free. And when you're ready to go deeper, watch this video right here. It'll break down our 0 to 100K wealth plan that'll change your finances forever. Just click the video on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.